Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of League Talk, where today we're going to talk about patch 3.04. I'm a little late with this, but let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the champions that had nerfs and buffs to them. Let's start with Elise. Now, Elise has been rewarded too well for playing safely, so Riot basically shifted some of her power to her spider form to increase the reward for taking risks. Her neurotoxin, the cast range got reduced to 625 from 650, damage reduced to 40 /80 /120 /160 /200 from 50 /95 /140 /185 /230. Her venomous bite got a buff where the damage got increased to 60, 110, 160, 210, 260, up from 50, 95, 140, 185, and 230. Now next up is Jaina. Basically her Howling Gale, they fixed a bug where the knockup duration was not increasing based on charge time. And also the knockup duration when fully charged increased to 1 second from 0.75 seconds. Not a bad buff to Jaina. Jarvan 4. Jarvan has been bringing too much utility to his team, so Riot removed the armor component of Damascene Standard's aura. Ouch. Golden Aegis. Shield amount per nearby enemy champion increased to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 from 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. The mana cost got reduced to 45, 50, 55, 60, 65 from 65. Damascene Standard, activate no longer grants bonus armor, of course. Next up is Nami. Her Tidecaller's Blessing, they added new visual effects to better communicate the amount of charges left, and the duration of it got increased to 6 seconds from 5. Next up is Singed. Singed is intended to be incredibly durable and to gradually burn down his opponents in team fights. By making disables more effective against him and reducing his initial burst damage, Singed's opponents now have more time and ways to deal with him in these situations. Fling. The damage got reduced to 80, 125, 170, 215, and 260 from 100, 150, 200, 250, and 300. Ability power ratio reduced to 0.75 from 1.0. His Insanity Potion no longer reduces the duration of disables. Taric. Last patch's changes opened up different playstyles for Taric, but did not effectively address his power level. These changes reduced Taric's lane dominance by lowering his burst damage and forcing him to make more trade-offs when choosing which spells to level up. Shatter. Damage reduced to 50, 90, 130, 170, 210 from 60, 105, 150, 190, and 240. The armor damage ratio reduced to 20% from 30%. Dazzle. The duration adjusted to 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6 seconds from 1.5 at all ranks. Alright, next up is the items that basically got hotfixed or buffed or nerfed. The first one is Blade of the Ruined King. Hotfixed. 3 out of 5. Attack damage reduced to 25 from 30. Combined cost increased to 1,000 gold from 650. Total cost increased to 3,200 gold from 2,850. Wow, that's a bad, I guess. Maximum damage dealt to minions and monsters reduced to 60 from 90. Active heal amount is now reduced by the target's armor, so it's not that bad. Aegis of the Legion. Aura grants an additional 50% health regen, armor, and magic resist for minions. Next up is Runic Boltwork. Combined cost reduced to 400 gold from 650. Total cost reduced to 2,950 gold from 3,200. Health reduced to 300 from 400. Magic resist aura reduced to 25 from 30. Aura grants an additional 50% health regen, armor, and magic resist for minions. Next up is Locket of the Iron Solari. Now, Locket of the Iron Solari is mainly picked up by junglers and supports, roles that most frequently learn less gold than others for the team-wide active. They reduced both the cost and personal stats on the item to lessen its gold impact while preserving its team utility. So combined cost reduced to 520 gold from 670. Total cost reduced to 1850 gold from 2000. Health reduced to 300 from 400. Now that's a really big, nice boost to junglers and supports right there. Less gold to build a really good item. Runin's Hurricane. Secondary target radius increased to 375 from 300. Fixed a bug where Hurricane could target invisible enemies. Sheen. Combined cost reduced to 365 gold from 425. The total cost reduced to 1200 gold from 1260. Trinity Force. total cost reduced to 3843 gold from 3903 gold. Lichbane, combined cost increased to 940 gold from 880. Total cost got unchanged. Now, Iceborne Gauntlets, we've noticed that in general, champions who buy Iceborne Gauntlet are frontline champions with more emphasis on surviving than dealing AP burst damage. They've adjusted Iceborne Gauntlet stats to accommodate this play case. The combined cost increased to 700 gold from 640. The total cost was unchanged. Armor increased to 70 from 60. Ability power reduced to 30 from 40. The Ravenous Hydra, combined cost reduced to 200 gold from 400. Total cost reduced to 3,300 gold from 3,500. The lifesteal was increased to 12% from 10%. Zephyr, the recipe got changed. It's Stinger plus Pickaxe plus 725 gold equals 2850 gold. The total cost was unchanged. Attack damage increased to 25 from 20. Warden's Mail, attack speed reduction reduced to 15% from 20%. Randuin's Omen, attack speed reduction reduced to 15% from 20%. Seeker's Arm Guard, ability power reduced to 20 from 25. Next up is Runes. Riot basically continuing their efforts from patch 3.02 to standardize cooldown reduction. They've slightly buffed cooldown reduction runes to provide less awkward stat amounts. For example, 9 tier 3 scaling glyphs of cooldown reduction previously provided 8.62% cooldown reduction at level 18, but will now provide an even 10%. So basically, cooldown reduction and cooldown reduction per level runes have been increased at all tiers. Spectator mode, they fixed a bug that would cause the spectator client to crash when using chat commands, etc. Joke, taunt, restricted chat mode. In their effort to encourage active reform and shield players from toxicity, they've implemented a new account restriction that limits in-game chat for toxic players. Certain players identified by Tribunal and by player support will have a limited number of in-game messages available and limited access to all chat. Restricted players that are successfully complete match-made games will earn their chat privileges back. Next up is just the general stuff. Ready checks no longer return players to the PvP.net landing page. Random has been moved to the top of the champion select. Chat notifications in the bottom right-hand corner of the client now wait to appear until players have closed the AFK pop-up dialog first. Battle training bots no longer acquire unavailable items. Dragon, Baron, Towers, and Inhibitors now show assists. So that's basically the patch notes for this patch, you guys. Next up, we have something else to talk about. There was a new champion that was announced who will be released soon. His name is Zac, the Secret Weapon. Now, let me go over his abilities real quick. Gotta get back to the page here. Okay, so his abilities. So his passive is called Cell Division. When any of Zac's abilities hit an enemy, a piece of him falls to the ground. Zac can pick up fallen pieces to recover health. When Zac dies, he splits into 4 blobs. These fragments will attempt to reform over a short duration. If any survive, Zac revives with a percentage of his maximum health based on the number of remaining blobs. Not a bad passive, if I say so. Stretching Strike. Zac throws the two-handed punch that deals damage and slows targets in a line. Unstable Matter. Zac's body explodes outward, dealing flat damage to surrounding enemies. Enemies struck also take damage based on their maximum health. Elastic Slingshot. Zac is immobilized as he charges up a dash toward the target location. The range of Elastic Slingshot increases up to a cap as Zac charges the ability. Zac then fires himself towards the target location, damaging and stunning all nearby enemies upon landing. His ultimate is called Let's Bounce. Zac bounces into the air, immediately knocking up, slowing, and damaging nearby enemies. Once airborne, he bounces 3 times, dealing damage with each impact. Now, if you want to read more on him, like the gameplay focus and the lore, just go to na.leagueoflegends.com or eu.leagueoflegends.com. And it'll be right there in the news. So that's really it for the first episode of League Talk, you guys. I probably made a lot of mistakes in the pronouncing stuff, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys for the next one.